The Executive Strategy Cockpit in Tagetik will allow C-level executives to evaluate the impact of multiple initiatives over multiple years across any area of the organization in a very what-if oriented fashion, on the fly, with just a handful of clicks. Here, let me show you. Let's assume I've just come out of an initiative planning meeting. I've gained some new insights into the next 3 years of operations, and I want to see what those impacts are going to be on our future outlook. Now, I can select driver criterion on the fly and see what their impact is. For example, if I wanted to say sales assumptions would probably follow maybe more boost local sales, I can make that selection or return it back to the way it was before and see exactly what that impact is on the bottom line, on net income. Now let's assume that year one is going to stay the same, but I know for a fact we're going to be doing a big push on direct channel marketing in the fourth quarter of the first year. I'm going to increase that to 5%. What's more, I happen to know that we're going to have a bleed over effect from year one to year two. So I can change my year two seasonality pattern to Q1 push to reflect that bleed over. Maybe the criterion we're applying here for macroeconomics for high are more appropriate for year two, so I can go ahead and change that. And in turn, if this is going to be high in year two, I'm expecting it may be more baseline in year three. As you can see, as I'm making these changes, my graphs and my KPIs are all updating immediately, as are my net income projections for the next 3 years. I can continue to make these changes even in the meeting itself and discuss the changes and the impacts with my colleagues. Now, upon saving, Tagetik is going to break down these annualized numbers to a more detailed level based upon the geosplitting and seasonality patterns I've chosen. This detail will be reflected in my strategic plan detail report. Here, as you can see, my entities are rolling up to my region. My periods are now rolling up to my quarters and validating to that same projected year one net income of 80.6 million that we saw in the cockpit. We can now use this data in future variance analysis and operational evaluations. We can pass these on to the regions for their evaluation analysis and feedback. But what's more, I can continue to play with other scenario models, mixing and matching as necessary to see the potential impacts on future operations immediately with just a handful of clicks. Thank you.